We should be live out there in the universe. Hopefully you can hear my voice, because for some reason it doesn't. Oh, there we go. Alright. Hello everybody. It's DataCronies level 3. Yes, we're leveling up again. Today we're going to concentrate on the faction starter quest. This is going to be in both video and audio format. I'm going to try as best as I can while you're actually watching this live on the stream versus downloading this episode. I'm going to try as best I can to describe everything that's going on within the game and what we're going to see here. So actually I should probably make sure my game sounds are on really fast. While I'm doing that, I am once again joined by YOLOvision. Say your hellos there, YOLO, while I'm getting this going.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is YOLOvision back in the DataCronies episode 3. Well, level 3. Hello, everyone.
Alright, I'm setting up everything here. I got my sound effects up, my master, music's down. Don't want to exit out of the game. Let's see. Alright, good. I hear sounds. Alright, here we go, everybody. I'm going to let the intro cinematic play so you can listen to it and see it, and then we'll start discussing when we actually end up on the starter deck.
The Dominion, a powerful empire founded by the long-lost Elden. It has ruled the galaxy for almost 2,000 years. Unexpectedly, the fabled Elden homeworld of Nexus was discovered by the renegade exiles. Claiming the planet as the Empire's rightful legacy, the Dominion is gathering its strength and preparing for war. Ready to fulfill their ancient destiny, the Dominion has now made the long journey to Nexus. But that is only the beginning of their unforgettable story.
Apparently there's a long gap between this intro and the... There we go. I think there we go. Whew. I got scared there for a second, peoples.
I have evidence that exiles may have infiltrated our cryosystems, planting their traitorous agents among loyal Dominion citizens. I require such a citizen to aid me in my work. You will find one for me.
Yes, ma'am. Scans detect what we believe to be several functioning cryopods. No mechanical anomalies. Which one?
That one. Right there. Yes. I have an instinctive feeling about that one. And the Makari's instincts are mathematically flawless, and none more than my own.
As you say, ma'am. Reading all vitals at optimal. Shall I begin the reanimation procedure?
Yes. Begin as soon as the fail-safes are in place.
All right. We're ready to proceed. This one is definitely the best of the lot, ma'am. Peak physical condition. No sign of tampering with any of the equipment.
Exactly what I require. Yes, I detect potential in this one.
Alright, I'm here. What's your guy's name there? Are you the one dancing?
Yep, that's me, YOLOvision.
Oh, I actually do not have my tags over my head, so I would have no clue who you are. I guess I should have thought about all this setup beforehand, but oh well. So we're going to start here. We have the very first quest from a Miss Axis Federa from ICI. Do we know what ICI stands for? Do you know, Yellow?
I have no idea.
Me neither. I don't play a whole lot of Dominion. It's always good to try new things, though. That's why we're kind of starting with the Dominion today. We're going to go ahead and click on this quest here. As you can see, when you start out the game, you have the option of hitting both the F key or actually kind of clicking on this wrench to take the quest. So we're going to see what she has to say.
Oh, I know who you are. And where you've been, what you've done. Does that make you nervous?
Kind of, because I don't know what I did. Do you know what you did, Yellow? Did she say that to you? Did she tell you she knew who you were?
Yeah, she says that means there's a quest waiting for you. Step into the scanner. Do not be afraid should you fail. Your death will be painless.
Delays would be most unfavorable, especially for you.
So if there's no right or wrong answers, what happens if you click no? Let's find out. Oh, see, there you go. It doesn't matter. She's right. There is no right or wrong answer. Irrelevant loyalty test commencing. Does drinking vast quantities of beer sound enjoyable? Well, this guy looks like he could drink lots of beer. Let's say yes. System recommends referral to substance abuse counselor. Uh-oh. Do you really enjoy fighting for the sake of fighting? Sure.
Do not think this one success means that you are indispensable.
So what does this tell us about the Dominion thus far? They like beer and fighting?
Yep, and killing exiles.
I want you to apply extremely forceful persuasion.
What does forceful persuasion mean?
It means basically it's torture and speak.
Of course, if you notice, though, thus far, the people who you're torturing are Dominion, not necessarily exile in this beginning part. I actually thought when I first ran through here that they were exiles that you would tortured.
Yeah, I thought the same thing on my first go around.
And remind me after that we finish this quest that we should probably group up.
Teach our enemies a lesson they will not soon forget.
So it kind of makes sense to me that the guy that they actually killed because he was shifty was human, because you wouldn't be able to tell if they were Dominion or Exile, whereas if it was a Chihuahua we had to kill, you pretty much know they only work for the Dominion. I find that an interesting thing that they put in the game.
Achievement granted.
Ooh, look at that, our first achievement. Isn't that special? Alright, so we're still actually working on the Rise and Shine quest. It's the very first quest that we started. We're up to where we have to now scan a suspicious citizen using the scan console. A lot of the stuff I found doing the starter zone stuff for the Dominion versus the Exile is they really put you through the full gamut of things that you will actually see when you start the game itself. Did you find that to be one of the differences? I know that we haven't done the other one for the people yet, but that's one thing I did notice is it seems like the Dominion are geared for everything, every type of scenario in their starter zone that the game can kind of throw at you with all these different consoles and clicking on people, and later on I'll bring up as we see the different things that you see in the rest of the game.
Yeah, well, I also thought the Exile Starter Zone had the same thing where you they give you tests on the telegraphs and all of the other stuff.
I don't know, maybe I just didn't notice it so much, but in this, maybe it's because it's so mechanical and not so living like the Exiles that it just, all of a sudden, I noticed it more, I guess. Wait a minute, Exile's not so bad. Oh, a suspicious citizen. I'm like, who's saying that now? And here's the big guy that everyone has to talk to, that rules the roost.
I will entertain your counsel. We are not done yet. Prepare yourself for what comes next.
Alright, now we really start. We passed the intro test. We're now going to go into Dominion Devotion, which is the second main quest for our, more like our faction type quest, our personal quest. So let's see what he has to say. Treason is the disease of the soul. Drags, that would be me, and I believe it can be cured. I want you to assist Mondo Zax in treating these unfortunate citizens. And then, of course, you can. It does go into a little bit for those lore people. You can click on who's Mondo Zax, or yes, I'll help Zax. You don't really care who it is. You're a Dominion guy. You just want to help him. So we're just going to say, yeah, we'll help him.
He will be waiting for you.
This is another thing that was kind of reminiscent of the Exiles to me, is the riding of the tram.
Greetings, loyal citizen. We have just completed a great journey across the stars and planet.
Faye, can I ask you a
Nexus now
question?
lies
Does this tram take us to Iron Forge?
No. Wrong game. Wrong game.
Darkness.
Oh,
I
my
swear
bad,
to
my
you
bad.
by the Elden blood in my veins that I will lead our empire into a new age of greatness.
No, I don't think that the Dominions, at least the Eldens, would very well like the dwarves. I think they would be actual bitter enemies, since they're kind of elvish-like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the dwarves would barbecue the chewers.
And notice all the little eyeballs that are circling around in here. It seems like they're very much into your business, and everything you do is being monitored. Now see, Mondo Zax, notice the different factions that each one of these people are from. He's from the Dread faction.
In charge, Mondo. Test subject, you. Proceed now.
Alright, so we're going to activate the Cerebral Rehabilitator Therefore, the Mind Fixer alpha controls. Now, notice, look very carefully, audience, on the screen, especially what happens when I click on this button. Look into the little room. We just set those people on fire. Ow. Now we're going to go over here to the beta controls. Take very good notice of what goes on in these rooms as each of these controls are flipped. Here's the room right here, and now I'm going to activate it.
Hello? That's not what Mondo expected at all. It happens.
Wow. Notice he says messy but intriguing. I would not want to work on the cleanup crew. Alright, then again. Oh, note, they're saying the casting guards are false. We gotta fix that train of thought.
Great gears of Vez galore.
Yeah, that's interesting. It turned them into creatures and then they ran away. I wonder where those creatures are going.
Report to Mondo.
No mood for bad news. Gotcha.
Dread not finished with you yet. You're still alive.
Alright, third quest. Moving targets. I think we're gonna find out where those monsters went. We now have to hunt them down because they escaped and kill them. Nice. We finally get to actually use our weaponry.
Science without violence is boring.
Danger awaits. Or maybe not. Be careful.
Alright, so of course your inventory is where your new weapon is. We're gonna click that. There we go. Now we're gonna go kill some stuff. I know this is uber thrilling to listen to, so hopefully you're gonna go back and watch the video and then you'll really understand what the heck we're talking about. Like this stuff. Look at this. This is like raid quality testing stuff. Stay out of the poop, which of course I'm gonna run right into because I'm trying to talk. And then we have to kill these monsters. They don't look so mean.
Science achieved! And now, more science!
Ow. You know, the Exile one that's like this is so much easier to get around.
Science's search for answers. Did you get some? I hope so. For you.
Alright, now we have to go back and talk to the Golden Emperor, see what he has to say to us.
You have something to say?
No, I believe you do.
Hear me. Your work is not yet finished.
Alright, purity shall prevail. I wonder what that quest is gonna do to us. Something about spiritual purity. Let's go see what's going on here. We have to go speak with Evindra the Righteous.
I expected nothing less from one such as you.
What's the word? You've won great honor. Now, how about a little glory?
Alright, I like a little glory. You like a little glory there, Yellow?
Yep.
The faithful serve without question.
Alright, here's where we get to kneel before each of the virtues and swear our allegiance. Alright, the first one we are going to meditate on here is purity, noble intention, guiding a flawlessly honest spirit. And this is Evindra, scion of purity.
All who keep the faith are welcome here, child.
The next one, justice, judging fairly, and distributing consequence. And this guy is Bronos, scion of justice. Knowledge, exploring the depths of reality and collecting its marvels. This guy is Galen, scion of knowledge. Alright, courage, the clarity of mind to see past your fear. This person is Tristan, scion of courage.
You seek the blessing of the church?
Alright, devotion, the fusion of your being with a singular purpose. And this is Corol, scion of devotion. And we got one more here. Strength, the force necessary to impose your will. This guy is Azrion, scion of strength. Now that we've knelt, we're going to go receive our blessing, that everything is cool and kosher and they like us and we're of the right will and mindset to commune and become Dominion.
One must have faith, Pilgrim. Without it, you have nothing.
And back to the Emperor. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, there he was. Now he disappeared. Now, does it bug you that you never actually see the physical Emperor, do you think? Or do you think that he's, like, alive and just hiding behind stuff? You think he's real or a hologram there, Yellow?
Yeah, I think he's a hologram, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's just kind of a figurehead. And, of course, we had a call that came through. And this is going to be from our path, which we both picked soldier, so you can see kind of how things go. Man, look at her hair. She kind of looks like an undead from that game that has dwarves as well.
I'll be watching.
I don't know what game you're talking about, sir.
Me neither, because I have only played WildStar my entire life.
Hey, I played Final Fantasy XIV.
Oh, my goodness. Why do I let this guy back on my show every week?
You have my full attention.
Alright, we got the blessing. Now we shall go on and act nobly. Now, I don't know about you, Yolo, but I don't know if somebody that is so noble does quite the crazy acts that they ask us to do. What do you think about nobility there, Yolo?
There is still much to
I think it's a rouge, and it's just like we're like cult followers that's sent to do things that we believe that will give us blessings and respect, and only thing that it's doing is just making us look very, very bad.
Yeah, I know throughout this visual/audio cast that it's going to seem like we're really harping on the Dominion, but there are people out there who do not mind playing this, because a lot of people, when they choose, they might choose their faction based. Some people base it around who they are in real life, and some people will pick it completely opposite to who they are in real life. Because after all, playing video games fulfills a fantasy, so everyone has the right to their own opinions and get to pick whoever. I'm not gonna harp on the Dominion too much like I did in some other game where I would harp on the opposite faction. I think there's got to be a place for the yin-yang effect of good and evil in every game you play. Alright, we're going to go over here to our soldier mission. If you notice that there's a symbol above her head that denotes it's a symbol of the soldier, and it kind of denotes that this is a different type of mission, that it's a path mission versus like your task or your story or your zone mission.
What news, Hunter? Seek the worthy hunt.
Alright, and for those who don't know, most of your path missions are down here in this little click out bar, and they will say like missions remaining 2, so if you're clicking in a zone, especially in the beginning, it will let you know that, hey, you got 2 more missions and you haven't quite finished all the missions that you have. But we're going to make sure we finish both these missions before we leave this starter zone for sure. Do not forget about your missions. I was running an exploration mission, and I couldn't figure out where it was. I didn't know until my 3rd roll of that explorer where I needed to go. So I completely skipped over the mission and didn't get it finished till like a 3rd reroll of a character. Do not forget your path missions.
Explorer Path is such a great path and missions to undertake. Don't you agree, Faye?
Yes, I think we went over our disdain for the Explorer path in the last episode. Alright, we are looking for Artemis Zen in the museum. Now, this is an interesting thing. There's a museum-esque quest in the Exiles as well as in the Dominion. They run almost the same, except for I actually believe that when you read the stuff that they give you to read in both museums, that the Dominion has a lot more lore in their museum than the Exiles. Have you noticed that, Yellow?
Yes, I noticed that.
Yes.
I also like what most of these clothing items that you get in the starter zone, they're all like a fealty. That's like, you're cool now and you're with us, and it's not until you leave the starter zone that you start getting not so aptly named gear. You kind of get the gear everyone else does, but when you start here, most of the gear is a fealty, which means you're showing your loyalty by the clothes that you wear.
Oh, you leveled up.
Woohoo! Leveled up. And of course, when you level up, it will pop up just like that. You can check the different abilities. It will automatically put your new abilities down into your taskbar until you fill up your taskbar, and then you have a little bit more choice as to what you want to go in there. As well as now you have a shield slot. If you noticed before, there wasn't... Now, we don't have the shield yet. We're going to get that in this mission, but you notice that there's only one bar right here of health, and when we get a shield, there'll be a separate little sidebar. So you have health, where it says health 740, and then the shield will have an additional health point that they have to get through your shield to get to your actual body.
Rest assured, I understand meeting me in person can be an overwhelming experience.
Alright, we're going to hunt around here and try to find the collection known as Beyond the Fringe, which happens to be the same collection that you hunt for in the Exile side. Now, if you notice, there's all these different readings around each one of these cabinets in here. I think there's 4 to each, and they tell the story of what this item is. So if you wanted to know what this ship was, you would go around, you would click on each one of the little scrolly things at the bottom, and they would tell you the story of each thing. There is actually an order. I didn't think there was at first, but there is a part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So if you read from the end, you might get a little confused. But I'm going to continue on here and look for the next piece to this Tales. Alright, somehow I got lost in finding the Galactic Explorer's Handbook. It's on top, right, Yellow?
You're asking the wrong person because I got lost. I'm getting confused with the other plaques that's down at the bottom. But yes, I believe it's on top.
Yeah, which is interesting because it shows me the number 1, which for those who are just playing fresh, there is kind of a guide tracker built into the map that kind of helps you find each one of the missions. And it gets confusing later on when there's like a million missions and you're like going, huh? You look at your map, your big map, and it tells you, oh look, there's like up to 14 missions in this zone. So you kind of have to, what it will do is it actually takes the missions and it organizes them from closest to furthest out. So if you notice, if you're going towards quest number 3, it will start to become quest number 2 and then quest number 1 as you get closer to it.
Yeah, it's up here on the bookshelf by the last one you chose before that quest. Also, when you first create a character and you go around in this game, they also give you a tutorial about like double jumping. As you saw in the video, you saw that Faye had to double jump and get to like the get past the obstacles and get to the thing he needed to pick. They're going to give you a tutorial your first go around on how to double jump and run fast.
I don't ever remember taking that tutorial. When do they give that to you?
They give you that in the on this level. They give it in the beginning of it, like when you're trying to get to the the mission quest objectives. I hope it wasn't just in beta, but I know when I first created a character in my first playthrough, they gave me a tutorial.
Alright, now the final piece is inspect the data cube. These are these nifty little glowing things that give you a lot of lore throughout the game. So there's a lot of lore built into this game. Almost everywhere you can look, you can learn something. And if you take the scientist path, you can learn even more.
The Nexus Project. Without question, this is the most significant scientific endeavor in galactic history, representing the penultimate achievement of the Elden intellect. If indeed we reach our final goal, then the fate of our people, even that of the universe itself, will be irrevocably changed. The data generated by the project will be vast and valuable, and it is within the Elder Cube that all of our secrets here on Nexus will be contained.
Now it will start speaking to you if you click on the cube, but if you open the lore journal, it will continue speaking until you close the lore journal. So if you want to just hear the story while you're walking around in this little museum, you can just not click on your lore journal. Or if you click on your lore journal by accident, to read it as well as listen to it. Make sure that you don't close out of your lore journal if you really want to hear the audio version.
What news? You'll be pleased to know I have more work for you.
As you can see, the shield of fealty is what you get for helping her out here.
Right then, off you go. Kisses.
Now, as you can tell, Artemis Zinn is quite an annoying, journalist that has lots of fans, so we have to go talk to her groupies and tell them how cool she is to get our shield.
A lot to do, a lot of work, possibly some light killing.
This guy just wants to clone her.
For the Dominion.
This girl's jealous of her. Let's see, who should we go to? Let's go over here.
I'm in a bloody rage.
It's so interesting. He said, I'm in a bloody rage, but what he actually says is much more calmer.
On Nexus, the Dominion shall fulfill its destiny.
Now we gotta hunt down the cameras, because cameras are everywhere because she is so vain. Yeah, that looks kind of familiar. Kind of looks like our studio. We have a Datacron that floats above our heads.
I am listening. A hero's journey is never quite complete. I sense greatness in you. Do not disappoint me.
Alright, now if you notice, I equipped the shield. The shield is giving me an additional 420 extra health. Now we're going to take the teleporter to the hollow chambers. Hopefully we don't have a long gap. My computer is just a little laggy today. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Alright, speak with Kerr or Kesreg Warbringer, as if anything was in a last name. Just gotta wait for my pixels to load so we can find this guy. So what's your impressions thus far on the starter zone for the Dominion there, Yellow?
Well, I like it's so far so good. I noticed one thing, that grouping in the starter zones quests are not shared. So every time me or Faye click on our quest objective, it's solo.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. Except for, I think the only thing that was shared though is I think when we did the initial collect the samples, I think that it counted for both of us.
Ooh, I didn't notice that one. You sure? I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe it's just because they were lying around. Because I only killed one guy. So I would have only got one sample. I think we had to have 3, and you killed the other 2, and I think I sucked in your samples.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice that one. Oh yeah, and by the way, there is a soldier mission.
Ooh, it's in here.
Yep, assassination.
We'll let you show your worth.
Up there it is. It just popped up. Well, this one says unsafety protocols. Oh, there's the assassination right here. Avra Darkos.
Strike without mercy.
So if you notice, if you click on a mission and it's nearby, it does give you a little arrow that says that it's 43 meters behind me, but it does not last for very long. So if you need clarification as to where to go, it will let you know. But obviously it's right here. So we're going to click on this right here. Let's see if it puts it on for both of us. Did you click on it yet, Yolo?
I believe it put it on for both of us because by the time I clicked, it just stopped and the guy just started speaking.
Yeah, I had to click on it myself to hear the guy speak, but now it's going. Did you get that kill?
Yes, I did.
Alrighty. And I leveled up my soldiering. Did you level up your soldiering?
Yes, I did, and I got what's that? Conscript?
Conscript, yep, is a new title. And titles can be found in the character menu. If you just clicked on it, it automatically takes you there. And there's a little drop down. It says I have my viably certified for having my phone linked up in my Google thing to log me into the game, and then I just got conscript, so we'll put on conscript, even though I have yet to turn on my titles in game. I should probably do that. And it shows we have 1 mission quest left for soldier, and who knows how many more of the zone story. I think there's like 4 more. Alright, here we have missions to kill the exile agents. Now, they say they're all holograms, but something tells me since this is Dominion, I think these holograms are probably linked up to real people, and you kill the holograms and the real people just die. Now, did that not count for you then, Yellow?
Nope, I was actually waiting to see what happened when you clicked it, and nope, it didn't count.
Now, the thing that I don't like is you actually do not, in the starter zone, get credit as far as experience-wise for your kills. You do not get credit until you turn in the mission. That always kind of drove me crazy. Did that drive you crazy, Yellow?
Not really.
That might be because I'm the kind of sort of type of person that likes to power level as early as he can. So if I could farm these guys and leave the starter zone at like level 10, I probably would do it.
Rage of Ravik!
I have to pick trainees' IDs off of dead people.
If your weapons are ready, you are ready. I would know what you know. My fury burns slow and hot. To the fearless, only glory.
Don't forget to equip all your new gear there, Yellow. Now, I think of all the starter missions that the Dominion give you, I think I didn't like this one at all. Not that I'm a big hippie in real life, but calling the exiles bumpkins and then, like, you know, evicting them and blowing up stuff and burning down stuff just didn't seem right to me. Did you have any issue with this mission at all?
Yeah, I just thought it just showed how bad and evil the Dominion are.
I mean, I know again, you know, that the exiles are supposed to be depicted in a holographic form, but like I said, it just doesn't, it didn't sit right with me, the things that they ask you to do in this mission. And I also think just the verbiage, bumpkins and yokels, you know, it's kind of like that's what you would call, you know, what they used to call the Okies during the Dust Bowl. And maybe being a historian, it just brings up bad memories of how people treated each other. But I guess maybe that's what the Dominion's supposed to do. And then there was the Orin simulation training room, which struck me at a different level since my main is an Orin, and I felt like I just had to kill my own people.
Hope you're ready for swift action.
See, tree huggers, flower child. But come on now. And of course we have our final soldier mission over here.
Your orders are to protect your targets or die trying. Now fight, soldier! Again they attack. Let your fury and wrath shield these defenseless citizens. Protect those people, soldier. Drown these enemies in a river of blood. Show no fear. Our citizens must be protected from these treacherous foes.
Now if you notice, the circle that went around this mission, actually, if you leave the circle, it will constantly recycle the mission over and over and over again. But this is closer to what a soldier mission in the actual game is like. You go to a spot, a thing pops out of the ground, and you defend it.
Heed my words and do your duty.
Yeah, I also liked how he said, do not worry, just make sure you do your Dominion duty and mow down these defenseless citizens. So he knew they didn't have any weapons, but he said just go ahead and shoot them anyways.
What do you require? Now to finish what you have begun. Drown this world in the blood of our enemies.
shall be remembered, citizen. Do not rest until all is revealed.
Now, if you notice over here, there are these little blocks that glow. They kind of tell you about what each one of the different like classes you could pick. So we have like Stalker over here, we have like Spellslinger over there, which is kind of interesting because you've already kind of picked what you're going to do before you get to see what everyone else does. So it didn't make any sense to me. It would have been cool if they would have made a during the training session and stuff while you're creating your character, if you could have walked in and did this sort of hologram type thing to explain about what goes on. I thought that would have been a nice touch versus just the normal class creation. You think that would have been cool there, Yellow, if they had like a hologram type style of character creation?
Yeah, that would have been great.
Because I know that it like talks about like the Chua, and it talks a little bit more. So if they had like, oh look, here's a Chua, he's doing spell slinging, and this is where he's from, versus just reading it, it would have been a little bit more cooler.
Yeah, but this is still sort of cool. It shows like your race and how like my race is I hope I'm pronouncing this right. Is the Cassians, and it shows how they created the Dominion over 200 years ago.
Oh yeah, there's definitely things, like I said, there's a lot of lore. I know that they originally boasted a statement way back in the beginning when WildStar first came out about their lore, and how there's more lore in WildStar than there is in the top 3 MMOs that are out there, including WoW, which has a crap ton of lore and has been around for a long time. They actually said they have more lore than that game plus 2 other top selling MMOs, which is just crazy.
Problem with all of the lore, I feel like I skip over some of the lore because it's just too much information.
The gods.
Yeah, I finally get into the Emperor's quarters. I'm like, look, I found the real Emperor. Here he is. He's got to be in here, but it's still a hologram.
I don't know about you, Faye, but sometimes the amount of lore in this game makes it feels like I'm doing an explorer mission.
Yeah, but you don't have to like do jump puzzles to get most of it.
Very true, very true.
See, here's where he explains it. Did you expect to meet the Emperor personally? Are you surprised he is not here? He is alive, for I have seen him, but few others have for nearly 50 years. Does this guy look like he's 50 years? I don't care if he's, Cassian, Elvish, whatever. I mean, 50 years old, he should, this dude, looks like he works out.
Very little happens in the Dominion without my knowledge.
Yeah, it seems like this lady, runs the ship, and this guy, like you said, is just a figurehead that might not even be still alive. I haven't ran much more past level 10 with the Dominion, so I have no clue. If you, maybe at the end of the game, their end game is you get to actually meet the Emperor. I don't know, and I haven't done my research enough to let you guys know if it's true or not.
Do not make me regret enlisting your aid.
Now this was another part, the exiting of the starter zone. was very familiar to me as well. It seemed a lot like the Exiles exiting zone to me. I mean, maybe it's just because it's a transport bay, but it just seemed very familiar.
Consider this your follow-up performance. Go quickly. They may not have my legendary patience.
Yeah, it looks like it's recolored, but it's exactly, to me, it looks exactly like the Exiles.
The greatest mysteries in the universe await.
And then this hologram kind of just shows you your final marching orders.
My agents will be in touch. My agents will be observing you.
Now, I will point out here, before we actually finish this whole intro thing, that there are, on both the Exiles and the Dominion, 2 different drop shifts where you don't necessarily have to go with the main mission. You can actually pick to, say your friends are in a different, roll the different race, then and they use a different side to depart, then you can go play with them on their side, and it just kind of flips things around on you a little bit. Yellow, did you get called to the other side?
Yes, I did.
Drown this world in the
I have to
blood
speak
of
to
our enemies.
Artemis Zen.
See, because mine is Savage Coast Savagery, and it says I can travel. It wants me to go to the Crimson Isles, but I have the choice to go to the Levian Bay as an optional. And this is where you really have your choice. Once you get on that ship, you're kind of stuck, and you won't see your friends for quite a few levels. Just where the zones, they're usually on opposite sides of the landmass that you have to go across. So you definitely have to have a pre-planning strategy if you're playing with anybody, so that you can go where they're going to go, and then they fix it accordingly. If you pick, like if I pick to go to the Levian Bay, it will auto fix the quest line for me. And this is over here where we find YOLO, and you'll see it's a totally different type of ship. But you can click right here where Crazy Psycho Media Chick is. On this, you load up, you go off to Levian Bay, and then you get to play with your friends. So if me and YOLO continue on these characters, we'd start in the same location, we would help each other quest. So just for the sake of it, since I'm not going much further past the starter zone today, I'm just going to go ahead and click on this, and we'll let you watch the cutscene, then we'll give a little bit of our final comments on what we thought, and then we would call it a day. So here it is. Embark for the Stormcaller landing in Levian Bay. You cannot return to the Ark ship or change your selection once you select yes. So there you go. That's your last chance. And I'm going to go ahead and hit yes, and I am going down.
Transport Alpha 2, you are cleared for departure to Levian Bay? That's odd. Not a lot of traffic in and out of there. Ah, I see your authorization comes from Lady Zen herself. Do give her my best, won't you? And long live the Emperor. approaching the Elven facility. You'll land at C-Spine Point while Kivo and I scout ahead. One more thing. My audience loves a good show, but try not to get yourself killed until after we find the Elder Cube.
Well, that's the first time I actually noticed the clothing I'm wearing. I kind of look like I just stepped out of like a college sports team or something. That is weird. Yeah, you got same color scheme, sort of, but I definitely look like a big jock or something. That's just crazy.
Report in. Strike true. Duty calls.
Alright, there we go. We are on the land here. So, what's your overall thoughts on your experiences becoming a true Dominion person, Yellow?
I'm filled with so much guilt of so much evil and bad things I did to people to become a full-fledged Dominion. I also notice a lot of social themes of today's world were implemented in the Dominion Starter Zone, and I feel really bad blowing people to bits, turning them into monsters, electrocuting people, evicting poor, helpless hippies out of their houses. I feel very, very bad.
Yeah, I felt very, very bad too. Now, I will let you know, with the little bit of time that I spent playing after the starter stuff, it's a lot like the Exile. Of course, there is that underlying theme that all Exiles need to die and all their trees need to be burned down. But it's just, for me, Dominion's just not my thing. I mean, I'm sure at some point I will probably level up a Dominion, at least to level 20 or something, just to make sure that I am right with myself and how I feel that these guys really are so bad. You know, unlike other games, you know, that there's this fine line of badness and goodness. They're definitely the bad guys here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, until next time, this has been DataCronies Level 3. Next week, we're going to go ahead and probably do the same exact thing. It's going to be a little boring for you audio listeners, because we're really going to want you to probably watch the video so you can see exactly what's going on. But we're going to do the Exiles next week. Then we're going to go in and we're going to start talking about the different career paths that you can take in this game, what we think about crafting, and what we think about housing, and all that good stuff that you have to look forward to. So until next time, this has been Faye. Oh yeah, once again, you can find us on our Twitch channel, which is DataCronies at Twitch, or at Holosuite Media at Twitch, as well as YouTube. Just type in DataCronies or type in Holosuite Media and you'll see the different videos that we've done for both channels. But until next time, this is, well, who am I? This is Drags, I guess, today. Drags signing out, or Faye, or however you want to know me. Laters!
Yeah, this is Yellow Vision. See you next time. Take care. And let's get ready for the mega servers. Bye!
Future stuff, future stuff. Just put that out of your mind. There's no future here until we get to the future. Laters!